Hi everyone and welcome back to Krishidan. I'm your host Erhan and today we have reached the final episode of our series. Till now, we've examined how finance can empower communities, facilitate sustainability and promote rural development. We've considered cooperatives, conservation finance and community business models. But in this final episode, we pose the more challenging questions. What does it look like when finance lets down the very people it intended to uplift? This episode explores microfinance today and the crisis that hit the state of Andhra Pradesh in India. It is the tale of how a poverty reduction tool turned into one that caused extreme suffering and why it should be a lesson for financial inclusion initiatives everywhere. First, let us revisit the concept of microfinance. Beginning in the 1980s and gaining major trajectory by the early 2000s, microfinance was celebrated as an economic justice breakthrough. The premise was straightforward: offer small loans to people who had been left out of the formal banking sector, and they would turn around and use the money to build businesses, maintain households, or cover emergencies. In India, microfinance institutions spread fast. Andhra Pradesh was among the most vibrant states, with private and non-profit lenders providing loans largely to rural women. Initially, repayment rates were high and the model appeared to work. But difficulty started to emerge as the industry expanded rapidly. Several institutions began lending to the same clients frequently without coordination. Numerous families borrowed numerous loans, expecting to be able to keep up with the repayments. But when incomes remained stagnant and prices increased, the debt spiraled out of control. In 2010, things came to a peak. The government of Andhra Pradesh intervened with emergency laws that stopped collections and put a curb on lending activities. A number of institutions closed down or withdrew from the state. What was once hailed as a poverty reduction miracle model had turned into a public scandal. So, how did it happen? And more importantly, what can we learn from it? So, the first lesson is that access to credit is not empowerment. Loans support growth only when offered responsibility and with adequate support systems placed into position. Second, financial sector growth has to be regulated. In Andhra Pradesh, competition among lenders resulted in irresponsible disbursals, poor accountability, and disregard for the borrower's ability to pay. Third, systems need to be designed with protection. Borrowers need to be able to question, complain, and decline without fear of reprisal. Institutions need to be open and transparent, with room for community input into credit design and distribution. As a result of the crisis, steps have been taken by India to reform the industry. Credit histories are being monitored more closely. The RBI brought in regulations regarding interest rates, loan size, and borrower protection. These have helped introduce more order, but the essential issue still stands. The Andhra Pradesh case reminds us that good intentions do not suffice. Development finance is strong but hazardous. When systems emphasize the number ahead of the people, the outcome can be horrific. This brings us to the end of the episode and the Krishidan series. Across these episodes, we've explored how finance can be a tool for inclusion, empowerment, and sustainability, but only when it is rooted in empathy and local realities. We've also learned how quickly those values get lost. When systems pursue scale without guardrails or profit without principle, the very individuals they seek to serve can be left more exposed than ever. So, I would like to take a moment to express my gratitude for being on this journey with you. If these stories have challenged your thinking or offered a new perspective, let them stay with you. Keep asking hard questions, keep looking deeper, and above all, continue imagining systems that place people at the center with dignity, fairness, and care. Until then, stay curious, stay engaged, and take care. Thank you.